Good morning, everybody, and welcome to Thrive, Not Just Survive. I am your host, Nasira Jamal, and it's a privilege for me to be here. I am actually feeling so very humbled and blessed that I get to touch different people around the globe. And this show has gone international, and I am so grateful for all the people I get to meet, talk to, promote, and build a sisterhood with. And this is something that just fills my heart with so much joy. So for that, I am ever so grateful for all of you who have joined me in my journey. Now, today I am going to be interviewing a lady from the UK who has so many different talents and how she has brought things together and is helping women entrepreneurs do something in their business that actually helps them automate things, because of course, we all have only 24 hours in a day, 8 of which hopefully we're sleeping, and so we need some of this automation to have our businesses working and growing while we sleep, while we feed our families, while we actually even go and enjoy life. So I want to bring on miralee and get this conversation started, because I think she's going to give you quite a few nuggets in terms of sharing her journey and perhaps share with you how she can help you in your business. So let's bring her on and get this conversation started. Hey, miralee, thank you so much for joining me
Hi.
from across the ocean. It's so nice to have you here.
Thank you so much, Nazir. It's great to be here. And I have been watching some of these lives, which have been fantastic. So many talented people out there. And I'm very jealous that you get to, communicate and learn from these people all the time. And you bring them into your world and your community. You're doing such a fantastic job. And it's a real honor to be here. So thank you very much for
Thank you.
having me here.
Oh my gosh, it's amazing, right? Because I do get to meet some amazing people just like you, and I get to pick your brain, and I get to really be in your world for just a little bit of time. So before we start, because I think you have a wonderful genius to share with us and our group, I wanted to first talk to you about sort of your life. How did you begin? What's sort of the framework around who you are and how you got to doing what you're doing?
Okay, well, essentially, I'm a teacher. I'm a professional, and I have been a teacher for 35 years, and I teach primary school children. That's how I started my career back in 1985, and I was based in London. So I taught primary school children, so from the ages of about 3 to 11. And I was very fortunate in that I was taught brilliantly at university by lecturers and professors who had a real passion for education and to support us as undergraduates in, starting our careers in this very privileged world, which has changed a great deal. And of course, a lot of parents know how challenging teaching can be, because so many have been homeschooling these last few months. And I was very fortunate. I did very well in the profession, and I became a primary school head teacher and also a school inspector. And it was just a wonderful career. I didn't have that ambition, but the people that I was surrounded by, who nurtured and supported me, enabled me to get that far. And eventually, I also became a government advisor for personal, social, and health education. So when I became a head teacher, the curriculum in my school was surrounded and by PSHE, personal, social, health education. That was central to what we did at my school. So essentially, it was about individual beings and their needs, personally, socially, spiritually, mentally, academically. That was central to me as a school leader. I then decided to take a break because I wanted to start a family for myself. And so I had a few years out when I had my children, and my children are now 17 and 18. I've got two girls, one who's just going off to university in, about 8 weeks' time, which is very exciting. So I then, when I gave up my leadership role, it was around this time, 21 years ago, and there was an eclipse. And it was August, I think it was August the 11th. So, just over 21 years to the day, there was an eclipse, and I was on a business course because I thought, what am I going to do? Alongside being a parent, I wanted to keep my brain active, and I was on a business course, and I met some wonderful, very young people who had a portfolio lifestyle, and I realized that actually I didn't just have to do one thing. What I wanted to do was to use my skills in education to do a variety of things. So I supported my husband for a bit with his business from the skills that I'd learned on the courses that I did, and then had my own family. But then in 2009, I was diagnosed with breast cancer, which was a real shock. And, I was just had to take time out, obviously, to heal and get well. And I did have orthodox treatment, but also complementary treatment as well, which linked quite well with the PSHE work that I'd been doing in schools, because it was about the self. It was about knowing who you are as an individual. This is something I was doing with very young children and my staff. And then, of course, I was faced with this situation where I needed to really take a bit of my own medicine and start to really look at who I was, what I wanted to do, and how I could achieve that. So essentially, I was very fortunate. I healed. And that was when I started to take a bit of a backseat, to look at education differently, and to look at a variety of things that I could do. So I did some tuition work with children, which worked well with the work that I had as a parent. And then I got back into schools doing temporary work, but I then decided to look at perhaps being part-time, and eventually I did a sort of semi-retirement role, and I now work in a school as a school librarian. So I don't have a class of my own anymore, but I'm dealing with children who are very young to, sort of 12, 13-year-olds in the school, and just getting them to love literature, to love learning. But I also gave myself a challenge because I had a huge fear of technology. And whilst I had some time, I decided to learn all about automation and funnels, because it was something that I knew was important for businesses to have automated systems in their business, but I didn't have a clue. So I invested time and money in learning how to do this. And I found that I really enjoyed it, and I was quite good at it. And I tend to focus my support with females who are 40 plus, who perhaps have empty nesters, who've got a little cottage industry in a room in their home, and they want to grow their business. So I help female entrepreneurs to save time, grow their list, to increase their sales, and not stay hidden. You've got to be visible. You've got to be more comfortable doing live streams and videos and getting out there and serving. So that is essentially, in a nutshell.
Yeah, let me just stop you there for a minute because you've shared so many nuggets that I want to just highlight. The thing is, I mean, obviously, as an educator and having all of that knowledge is so powerful because, when you're transferring that to our children and as you begin to really grow in your own genius, I think that's brilliant that you have that as your foundation. And then you've kind of moved now to taking on a challenge. I love it. I love the fact that it's not something you knew about, and you had fear of it because you didn't know much about technology, but yet you took that very first step to say, I'm still going to conquer that fear. So, there's so much in that when we conquer something that really intimidates us because it gives us even more power. It gives us the wings to fly. And now you've realized that you're actually really good at it. So it's almost like you're tapping into something more, I want to say divine, because it's like the gift was there. It just had to be unwrapped.
Yes, I mean, it was really strange. With the training that I did, I was in a mastermind group of ladies, and we were led by a brilliant lady called Chloe Bisson, and she really drew out this skill in me that I didn't even know I had. And there's some training material floating around on the internet, in some place, with me sort of screaming, tearing my hair out, thinking, oh, I can't do this. But then I really buckled down and I just practiced, and I learned more about the industry, which is predominantly with male, young business people. And I thought, that's fantastic. I can learn from them too. But it was a little bit intimidating. They do tend to speak really fast because they're so passionate. They're so skilled at what they do, but their language doesn't quite correlate with certainly the way I think and do things. And I felt that there are probably women who feel similar to myself and want to learn this, but perhaps in a bit of a slower way, a way that they can relate to, that is their language. So
Yeah.
that's the kind of idea I had to bring this out into the world of female entrepreneurs who are, let's say, of a particular age.
Yeah. Well, you know what? I think that it's usually, and I find that, as a sales coach, I feel like, it's typically the problem that you have or have gone through. And once you've accomplished it or, conquered it, then, there are others who are feeling those things. And then we can solve that pain problem for them because we talk from experience. We've walked that road. We understand sort of the challenges that come up. And in this particular age group that you're talking about, over 40, there are different challenges than those younger years where, when a trainer might be in their 30s, the challenges would be different. And then we wouldn't be able to connect the dots as we are when we deal with a group of people that we can relate to. So I think that's brilliant in terms of when you're addressing an issue or a concern or a challenge for a group of people that want to move along in their sales journey or in their business, but don't really have the know-how. So I just think, like, for automation, I mean, it's a big topic, right? There's so many layers of automation, and depending on the business, how do you do that? So can you tell me how you work with an entrepreneur? Is it like one-on-one? Is it group sessions? How do you do that for them?
Yes, well, I do work with individuals, so they have a very specific goal that they want with their business and automating it. So I can create an opt-in funnel or a sales funnel. And for those of you that aren't familiar with what a funnel is, I mean, essentially, sometimes it's blown up to be this really mysterious, complicated thing, and it can be complex depending on how complicated you want to make it. But essentially, it's a series of guided steps that a prospect can be guided through to get to know and like you and trust you with whatever it is you provide, and hopefully eventually become a paid customer. So you can guide them through a series of stages with your work that you do. It could be an ebook, a video series, whatever it is you want to give to shed light on what you do, so that that individual can learn something valuable and perhaps feel the need to explore your work further. So that's what funnels can do. And the way I work is to do one-on-one work with people and their businesses. But also the best way, the most fun way for me, is to do it through my 5-day challenge rather, which is something whereby if you start the challenge with me on the Monday, by the Friday, you will have a fully working opt-in funnel for your business that you can use straight away to start to grow your list and to build your sales. So it is a challenge. There's the clue in the word there, but I guide you step by step from having absolutely to being able to have something fully automated by the end of the week. So I did my very first challenge in July, which was fantastic, and I literally had ladies things set up, and I can use this in my business. Now that is at the starter level. There are more complicated elements that you can add, and this is where I can teach you more in my group that follows the challenge. But I also have a free group as well. I think you'll be sharing the details of that too. But the important thing is actually not the funnel or whatever automated system you have. What I do impress on people is the quality of what you give, because you can have, you know, an all singing, all dancing system if you don't know stuff, if you're not giving value, if you're not providing something that people actually want. It doesn't matter what automated system you've got, it won't be of any use, and you won't be successful or profitable.
Right. So let me stop you there just so that we don't lose some of this stuff. So you are starting a challenge. Can you give us the date when that is starting?
Yes, that's on September the 21st. And the group, there's a free group that you join. And I can share the link in the comment section of this live stream, and you can sign up now, and then you will be let into the group on the Saturday prior to the start of the challenge. So you will be let into the group on the 19th of September, but the actual challenge starts on the 21st. So what happens is I take
so let me just
sorry,
I think step. Hold on. Let me just, I know, because I know we're trying to get it all in within the 30 minutes, but let's just, okay, first it starts, we're going to have a Facebook page that you will share in the comments once this video is over, so people can actually go in and join that free Facebook group, where you will be sharing on the 21st the challenge, the actual challenge when it begins. I want to join you because I want to make sure that I can actually experience this with you, so I can talk about it even further. And you know, be a testimonial for you. Yeah, absolutely. So I want to encourage people. Yeah, no problem. I want to encourage people that are watching this. If you have been thinking about automation, you want to kind of test your, you know, kind of put your foot in the water and just test the waters and learn maybe even how to do it for your business. Learn about the important elements that you will teach us. I encourage people to join in. I mean, it's challenges are great. You meet different people doing different things and you can encourage each other. I love them. I do them myself. So for that, I want to invite everybody that's watching, whether it's live or replay, to join the challenge that Miralee has. Now, can you tell us a little bit more? I know you have also a private Facebook group. I will share the link in the comments, but what's the beauty of that group? What are you doing in that group for your people?
Well, it's a very, very new group. I go with my intuition, and some people don't have time for the 5-day challenge, or they want to connect and perhaps get some private support. So I didn't have a space where that could happen. So literally, just over a week ago, I set this up. However, what I found with a lot of the groups that I belong to that are for entrepreneurs, you tend to join, and there's value and interesting posts, and you, as you quite rightly say, get to know people and make connections. And there's this thing called the promo day, and lots of people post their links and share their stuff on promo day, and then they don't tend to give much more than their link outside of the promo day time. And I just want that to be a little bit different. So in my group, what I'm encouraging people to do is to utilize and practice some of the skills they need as an entrepreneur in this day and age. You need to go live, you need to share videos, practice. It doesn't matter if you mess up, because in this group you just get to practice those things that you need. But also, if you invite friends into the group, I then have what I call Showcase Saturday. And on Showcase Saturday, you can win the opportunity to have the group to share your stuff, to do live streams, to post, to share your links, to tell us more about your business on that day. So you get to practice, you get to share your stuff, you get to tell us about your latest offerings or service on that day, because I think it's that sort of win-win situation where you are given something in return for inviting others into the group. So promo day is slightly different, because you get this great opportunity to be, if you like, an admin of the group for the day, and to just, like a guest editor, to do your stuff. So there are also the typical promo stuff as well, but also you get the opportunity to share your stuff with everybody else in the group.
I think it's beautiful that you have created a space where, I always have said to my clients anyways, for groups, it's one thing to constantly be talking about your business and sending the stuff out saying, the way to build your base is to really have this know, like, trust factor. And you alluded to that a little while ago. But when people can really connect with you, there has to be relatability. And the whole idea of getting to know you is, can I take this further by giving you more than I'm going to take from you? So that you build this level of integrity with your client base, or even just a group base, right? Yeah. So I really love the fact that you're offering people the practice area where they can practice the skills that really will help them grow their business by doing lives, and even people that could help them get better at it, right? By even giving some constructive criticism or giving pointers, or yes, people that are doing really, really well can say, hey, you know what, this really works, or whatever. But the other side of it is, I love the fact that you're doing Showcase Saturday, because that gives them the ability to showcase their business in a very different way than to just be posting a link, where people may or may not even click on it. They don't know who you are, unless it's by chance that they like the picture or the color or something like that. So I love the fact that you've kind of spruced it up a bit, because like you, I'm part of a ton of different groups, and there's different things going on, and I think there's value in all of it, depending on where you set yourself up, right? I always go, give more than you take. Always just give more, and people will relate to that better. So thank you for that. I mean, we're coming to the end of our interview. There's so much that we can talk about, because I think we only touched the tip of the iceberg. But what is it that you can share with us, like your words of wisdom for somebody who's looking at maybe entering this world of automation? They don't really know where to begin, or maybe they're in it and it's not working. Can you give us just maybe a synopsis of what you would recommend?
I think it's really important to know who you're talking to, and to have that ideal client avatar very structured and set out. This was something I used to ignore. I used to think, no, it doesn't matter. My work appeals to everybody who needs automation. No, because you make your work harder for yourself, because you struggle with knowing what to post, what to say, even to the timing of your post. Once you know that individual, my ideal client avatar is Rosemary. She's a former teacher like myself. She's got 2 sons. I could go on. I could tell you so much about Rosemary, and I know exactly how to have a conversation with her, what she wants to hear, what she needs. So get really clear on who you are serving, and identifying what it is that they need. Because if they don't need what you have got, you're not going to be successful in what you've chosen to do. So you need to have that clarity, and you need to research, and look at people who are successful. I look at people who are, in the automation industry, the digital marketing industry, and I observe them. I will do challenges that they do so that I learn more. I look at their methods. They're not necessarily my methods, but I do pick things up. So you need to spend quite a bit of time researching, identifying your ideal client, and not being afraid to be visible. And with automation, as I said before, it doesn't matter how slick that system is that you've got, it must be layered with value at every step of the way. And you need to know what your end goal is and work backwards to the beginning, so that you take those incremental steps that your ideal client will take, that doesn't overwhelm them. So be patient, and do not try to give too much too soon. Take your time. And one other tip I will give is, and I'm experiencing this in my new group, there are people who are so fearful about posting a video of themselves talking or going live. And this is the space where you can do it safely. If you are nervous about going live or even doing videos, what I do, and what I've done for the past probably about 2.5 years, I have set up my own private Facebook group where I am the only member, and I practice going live in that group. I do mock-up of posts, and it's just for me. I'm the only one that sees this, and it's a great way to build your confidence and to get really organized with how you present yourself. So it was something I learned from somebody a while back. I can't even remember who suggested having a Facebook group where you're the only member. You can go live, you can practice, you can run it back, do the replay, look at yourself. Are there too many or I don't know, were you disorganized and didn't have what you needed right there in front of you? It's brilliant. So that's another tip that I want to throw in there.
That's brilliant. For everybody. I mean, that is so awesome. I mean, the tips are so doable and applicable. And the whole confidence piece is a major, I believe, in any entrepreneur's world, is a huge piece, and the whole mindset piece. So when you can build up confidence and that works on your mindset, which means that you can do it, you're worth it, all of those things that really make you stand out and come to the world in your glory, in your true, authentic genius, then the light shines, right? So I'm so grateful that you
Totally.
shared this. And that you came to the show. I know you're from across the ocean, so I'm really privileged to have met you, and I will be joining your challenge. So please, once I share this on your page, please put the link in the comment so that others can join you as well. I think this will be awesome. I will also put it in the pink tank for my group and my ladies to come in, and I will encourage them to join you as well. And for that, I just want to say congrats to you on taking this journey, crossing over fear, and doing what you are doing now. So thank you so much.
Thank you so much. That is just wonderful. I've had such a great time, Nazira. And awesome. Thank you for showing up and doing your work, because it's making such a difference. So thank you again for the opportunity and all of the support and encouragement. It's been great. Awesome. Thank you.
Yes, no problem. I'll see you soon. I hope to see you in the tank with my other ladies. But from that, I wish you a wonderful day,
Definitely.
a great, prosperous, successful week. I'll see you soon.
Thank you.
Okay, so I hope you got a lot of nuggets. I mean, this lady is powerful because clearly she learned the behind the scenes work on automation, and now, because she's learned it, is now helping others. And what a beautiful way to do it in terms of a 5-day challenge. You can start with her on Monday, and I'll be there. And let's take the challenge till Friday and get this thing going. Let us, join hands and make sure that we're supporting each other and having Miralee walk us through this. Somebody that's figured it out. Let's not recreate the wheel, right? We always want to be able to use our time effectively and efficiently so that we can grow and help others do the same. So with that, having said that, I want to wish you a wonderful, happy day. Remember to be kind to yourself and others, and join me tomorrow at 10 a.m. for another guest interview. Until then, much love to you.